All right, so we're back.
We are back.
Guys, welcome to the Margins Podcast, where we talk about books.
Yep. Lots and lots of books.
The ones that leave a mark. Start a conversation.
Stay with you long after that last page.
We are your hosts.
We are your hosts. My name is Stranton.
I'm Cristiano.
Guys, we're back with another episode. Super excited about this week because we're back with our man, Fredrik Backman. Previously covered My Friends, which was one of last year's, not last year's, favorite book that we covered during the season, the first half of this season. So we've continued down the journey of this author and are so excited about it. So
You guys have a good one coming in. Today we're covering Beartown.
yeah.
So just start with that. And Stratton, did you do this for your book club?
No, this is for me.
Oh,
This is a day one.
It was a personal read.
Yeah, it was a personal read. Bricked Up Book Club. It came down to two books that I was trying to decide whether to read this one or another one, and we went with the other one, and I regret it. I won't say what that book was, but it was the last one that we did, and I even told the guys, I was like, man, I was either going to do this one before we started it, because the one that we ended up doing was like highly anticipated. It was on this book list that we'd been going through and liking some of, and it just was also hard to find. So we were like, oh, this is unique. It'll probably be a really good read. We unanimously didn't, all but Tim. Tim did enjoy the book, did not enjoy it. And they all said when I said, oh, I was going to do Beartown, but it's a series. This is book 1 of 3. And they all were like, oh, I would have been down for that. And I'm like, we could trade. And they're like, no. We got to stick with said book. And I was like, okay.
You got to wait your turn again now.
Yeah. I went to this one because I've heard so much about it. Again, this is my older sister Shay's favorite author. And she had said before that this is an amazing book, along with so many others have said the same. And I'm here to say the same. So I'm excited to get in that with all y'all. Before, as always, we want to do our host check-in. How are you doing?
Doing.
Yeah.
We are doing.
Top of the year.
All the things.
A lot of New Year's. Did you do your New Year's resolutions?
Fuck no.
No, neither did I. I did not do that. That was definitely something that I was like, I should get in. I never do.
I used to, and then like the older I got, and I was like, I got actual shit too.
Yeah. There's like that. Well, see, the thing is, I already have an ongoing list that I need to get done. So even adding to it,
can't put this onto the top of the list, bro.
Rachel had a really good list a couple of years ago where she made a list of, I think it was 12 things. It had to be 12 things. 12 things that she wanted to try. One of those things each month. So that's kind of what's
pretty cool.
Yeah. So she
a lot of pressure.
Made sure that for 31 days, however many days it was for the month, she was trying yoga. She was trying to be vegan. She was trying all these things. So at least that month she knew that that's what it was, and however many days she went in it, she at least tried it.
Yeah. I'm gonna make one right now. I'm about to get back fit. I got injured, and I just never got back to doing anything.
You got injured left and right.
Yeah, I got like back-to-back injuries.
Back-to-back. Pun intended. Pun intended.
Yeah. But yeah, I really would like to get back fit because when you are stressed, it helps to like have something physical that you're doing.
Yeah.
Because your stress levels can never, they just don't peak. They never peak. It's just great maintenance.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Yeah. You said you didn't make one, right?
No.
Well, okay, but I make one now.
We got those ongoing. Continue fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Been on my shit.
Have you been doing your acting shit or what?
That's literally what I was just about to say. It has bit me so hard this week where it's been keeping me up at night about like next moves. So yeah, I've been doing things, but next, yeah, that's my number one right now.
Find an agent.
Yeah, find an agent, find management, get the auditions that I need, deserve, am equipped to do, you know? No more self-submissions, no more smaller. I'm down with smaller projects. I love indie films and small groups and stuff.
Yeah.
I love the directors I work with currently and have in the past, but I'm ready for some bigger swings.
Yeah. Gotta get some shots at the plate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right. So, Beartown. This is one of the books. Honestly, last year you were talking about reading it, and then I don't know what happened in your life, but like you pushed ahead of everything else. And I want to say you went further and you start reading. Was it his novellas?
Yeah, I've read 2 of Fredrik's novellas. Every morning the road home gets longer and longer. I want to say it's a longer title as I just have attempted. I think that's what it is. And then the next one is A Deal of a Lifetime. Okay. Both short. The second one is like literally half the size of the previous, and both can be done in a single sitting. I'm talking like with your morning coffee, like that quick.
Yeah.
But hits you in all of the feels.
That's how he writes.
That's how he writes.
Yeah.
Beautifully, which I do want to get into his prose and his prose and some of that, and how he has won me over. I was telling Christiana before the pod started. He's my favorite author as of right now, which is saying something.
That's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
I have mad respect for all the authors I read. Love me some Pierce Brown. Love me some Matt Dinniman. Like as far as recent reads, Robert Jordan started me with Wheel of Time. Going with like all fantasies, and there's also like, you know, nowadays authors that I really enjoy that are nonfiction. But I was telling Christiana that I feel such a kindred spirit with Fredrik's writing. And then I also was listening to a podcast that he was on, Simon Sinek's podcast, something of optimism, I can't remember. But it just furthered how much what he talks about the importance of friendship and his relationship with his wife and the rules they've made. I'm a fan of the man, and I'm a fan of his writing so far. So, as of right now, he holds top position, in my book.
Gotta get this guy on the podcast.
Yeah. Would be fantastic. Yeah. So, Beartown. A small town has one lifeline. A rink, a junior team, a shot at relevance. Adults build a future on teenagers and call it hope. Then one night forces the town to pick what matters more, people or the version of itself that it wants to sell. This book has to do with overcoming or having the opportunity to overcome what you want and what's needed, what's right and what's wrong, and really kind of fighting your carnal wants and needs.
Yeah. And the whole thing revolves around hockey.
Yeah.
Like hockey is the center of everyone's world. Young, old, etc.
It's the decider in all of their lives.
Yeah.
It's not, oh well, you know, like, oh, we play this sport in this town. We play this sport in this town.
Yeah.
How do you contribute or get out of the way? Which is it?
It's funny because like if we take, what was the book that we just did where you thought it was a different book than you read? Ghost Rider. So similarities between these books are like Ojai is a character, right? And like the spirit of Ojai, kind of how close knit it is. You can take that, superimpose that on this book. Very similar in terms of like environmental determinism. Like everyone's growth and who they become is truly based on like what the town has to offer them, and because of where it's at, and I guess just historically, it's a hockey town, and so hockey is the thing that everyone kind of focuses in on. It's their end all be all. The one you gave earlier was perfect, which is just like it's Texas football.
Yeah, Odessa. When you think of Friday Night Lights football, whether you go to the TV show or the movie, where the town, its life revolves around football.
Yeah.
You know, there's no such thing as off season. There's just getting ready for the next.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So this micro synopsis kind of, I guess, sums it up the same way. So Beartown is a struggling town where hockey is its identity, its survival. You have main characters like Peter Anderson, who is the GM of the hockey club, right?
Was a star athlete.
He's a star athlete. I think he went pro too.
He went to the league.
He played in Canada.
Yeah, he was in the NHL.
Yeah,
got injured, and then so he found his way back to Beartown, where he was offered the position of GM.
That one guy actually recruited him back.
Suna.
Yeah,
who's the coach of the A team.
Yes, A team coach, and so if we're talking about the coaches, since we're in the characters right now, was it David? So David's he's the coach.
Junior.
He's the junior coach, but he's the one that's like, if you're good, even if you're young, I want to push you to A team.
Yeah.
Right. And then Suna, he's like, no, I want you to play with people who are around your age because he feels like it has more to give, more to learn, versus just kind of speeding people up.
Both great coaches.
Yeah.
David is responsible for the junior team that is currently winning, has all the eyes on them, and
he's 10 years in a row.
Yeah, and he's worked with these boys or these young adults since they were children, and he saw their potential there, and he's worked with them day in and day out. Whereas Suna, who's been around just as long and has also seen their growth, as Cristiano was saying, wants them to make sure that they still have the opportunity to be children and have those life experiences.
He's really interested in like them as people. Like how can I help hockey help you as a person?
Yeah. Whereas maybe David's is, I feel like hockey will get you there.
Yeah.
I don't think his motives, just to be clear, are not negative.
It's not negative.
He's not like a over the edge. You've seen those movies too, where it's like the coach is pushing him way too hard and making, have them take cortisol shots at 14 or nothing like that.
No, that's what's his name? What's the guy? He's at practice cussing all the time.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. I completely forgot about him too. Yeah.
He's at practice cussing everybody out.
He's the one who, there's a coach on there that I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but he also is just, that in high school he wasn't a great player, but he was the loudest one and stuck around. Probably wears his Letterman jacket to every Friday night game still to this day. So that's basically who that is. But David does have the boys' well-being in mind. I just think that his exit for them, or his life exit for them, is going to be through hockey. So he wants them to get there as fast as possible.
I've had both kinds of coaches, and I can't say I prefer one or the other. Like, so I've had David kinds of coaches where they're more focused on you as an athlete.
Yeah,
they believe in your skill. They have this vision to where a vision that you yourself may not have. Like, I recently had a coach like this. I won't say recently, I'm old now, but like, I had both my MMA coach and my jiu-jitsu coach had this similar thing where they really focused on you as an athlete, which created like a delineation, because real life shit happens as an adult, and so sometimes you want them to come at you like a person. Right, and that's where Suna kind of coach is great. And when I was younger, I've had coaches like that, which, like, lucky me, right? Like I didn't really have crazy, mixed bag. I've had some crazy coaches when I was younger, but I can't say I prefer one or the other. I do like the coaches that are really focused on you as a person, but I will say that I do think that there's something to coaches that really push you physically to the next level, because you as a person, you don't really, I'm not gonna say you don't care, but it's an unknown unknown. And for some people, I'll be a known unknown, but there's still unknown in there. So there's a part of you that's like, this is gonna happen anyway. I'm not gonna focus on that. But you as an athlete, you think about it night and day. Like if you're really into sports, you're thinking about where it's gonna take you, where it can take you, the people who are better than you, the people who you're better than, how you stack. It happens at every second of your day, and you need those athletic coaches to push you to the next level if you're ever going to make it, because they have the vision usually before you do.
A lot of times, if that's not said, if that's not described to you or even put in your realm of possibility, it doesn't ever come forward.
Yes.
And you then will not push yourself to that extra, do that extra lap.
Yeah.
Reach that extra, mile, whatever it may be. So yeah, coaches in this story are essential. What also is essential is the town itself.
Yes.
You get to hear about how everyone, whether their history was on the team, being a partner to someone who was on the team, sponsor from the team,
married to someone who played on the team,
married to someone on the team, has a crush on someone on the team,
sister,
sisters. It's everyone, and you feel, because of how Fredrik writes, there is no small role. I know that every time he mentioned someone, I knew not to tuck them away, to be like, oh, he's just naming someone to name someone. I was like, oh, that's they're gonna have some part of the story.
Well, the reason why I'm not gonna say the reason why. He's a great writer, but one thing that he does that I don't see in every other story that has a bunch of characters, he gives them a soul, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like every character he writes, as soon as he introduces them, you get a feel of like who they are as a person.
Exactly. Oh, good, you got it. I was gonna say, what makes them tick.
Yeah.
You know why they are special to you, or why they should be special to you, whether that's a good or bad thing.
Yeah.
He will make sure that that, oh, this is the person that doesn't put their card away in the when you go shopping. This is the person that will go and help grandma out to the car, whatever it may be. He makes sure that he finds an anecdote that will best describe the person so that they can sit in your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Even like action-based stuff, and hopefully this is not a spoiler. I don't think it is. There's a part in the book where one of the main characters, all of them are kind of main characters, that it's not even like a tryout. This is his first time like practicing with the A team.
Yeah, Ahmed. No, wait, with the junior team.
With the junior team, sorry.
Yeah.
And he's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
He's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy, and so basically as he's getting bruised, Bobo comes, right? And so immediately you understand, like, oh, okay, like this is a part of his underlying character.
Yeah.
Right? And that's pretty early on in the book. It's like chapter, 13, 14, something like this. So pretty early on in the book. So that's one thing he does well, is that he writes characters, and then he doesn't just write them as like chess pieces, or everyone is a part of the game.
Yeah, not everyone they're not all just in a I'm going to say this as a negative. That not everyone is his characters aren't used as just vehicles,
like plot pieces.
Yeah. Moving, to help move the plot. They are in there. They're woven beautifully. And as someone who has read, this is a book series. There's 3 books. I've only read the first 2, waiting for the 3rd one on Libby. But so far, everyone that's been mentioned, there's callbacks. There's callbacks to book 1, and I know there's going to be callbacks in book 3 for book 1 and 2. So there's no small roles.
And this holds up too, because even in My Friends, you have the cab driver.
Yeah.
Right? Like he writes in like these small characters, what you would think are small characters, but they're having these large, lasting impacts on the people that they touch and that they meet. Everyone's important. And what I like about that is that in real life, that's something that I actually hold very near and dear to my heart, is how important everyone's a part of your mission, and you're a part of their mission, right? Because we're all our own main characters. You're lucky if you find people who are helping you with your whatever that is, your end goal. Um, but ultimately, like, we're all here to kind of help each other go along to get along, and that's a lot of what he writes is that. But then I guess some of the reality comes in is that everyone doesn't always have your best intentions at heart.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Not everyone. Not everyone has that thought that you were just saying.
Yeah.
Where we're all here for. Some are here to get theirs.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what it comes down to, and we're seeing a lot of that in the world. That's just how
that's like where we're at.
we see the back and forth. This speaks volumes to what we're going through on every level, where politically, just here in the U.S. too, whatever it may be, or even just as a like socially amongst families, friends, and everything. That podcast that I was talking about, it's a bit of optimism. And the reason I want to bring it up is when I say kindred spirit, how I feel about Fredrik is that he talks about his friends. I feel like and again, this isn't in like putting him on a pedestal, because I just feel like we talk the same way. If you're a recurring listener, that's where I like to spend my time, is keeping my friendships close. That's where I invest everything, is in family and friends. He uses a term like I do, but he says my humans. And typically, if you're in my inner circle, I will say you're one of my humans. You're one of my favorite humans. And that's, you keep close quarters with those people. You push for their wins.
Right.
We talked about this last week's episode with the recap, is just like having that group that you're rooting for.
Yep.
And making sure that you guys, we all win, we all lose, but we're all doing it and we're all pushing for you.
Exactly. We're all on the same team.
Yeah. So hearing him talk about that, again, I think that's why his writing is so, it speaks to humanity.
Yeah.
And our humanity, and kind of wakes that up. I had the thought, legitimately, I feel like I feel like it'd be hard pressed for you not to become a better person reading this book. I'd love to meet people that would read. I want to go through the reviews. I know that, I get that.
I don't think I've ever seen a bad review though.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm really hard pressed to talk to someone who didn't get something out of it.
Yeah.
Whether it's a warm and fuzzy, a thought of what could be, whatever it may be, an appreciation for a friend, whatever it may be.
I want to say, I'm not going to say her name. I don't think she embellished a lot though, but there's someone that I work with, and we were talking about my friends. And I guess it's not that, I don't know, I got to speak to her again on it, but I think there's something that didn't resonate too much with her, that's also a sign of a good writer though. For me, whether it's, no matter what it is, it can be a song, it can be a game, it can be a book. I don't think that everything has to be for everyone.
No, it can't be.
I think that's a sign of someone, it's not real. If you think this shit fits every single category for everybody, it can't be real. It has to be fabricated, because that's just, there's nothing. There's too many people, there's too many variants. It's impossible.
You mind if I go into his writing a little bit?
Yeah, please.
I wrote this down just so that I didn't, again, because it's written so beautifully, I wanted to make sure that I also eloquently go through it. So something I love of his is his refrain and echo technique. So from the beginning, we hear a rhythm where he goes bang, 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 and he reuses that same thing to describe whether it's someone hitting pucks, someone knocking on a door, but it's a callback. And spoiler, you hear that again in book 2. So it's something that you become familiar with, and it's not just one thing. He does this beautiful thing where he'll say something, and then he'll do it from different POVs with different outcomes.
I thought it was just
same line.
A cinematic tool.
Yeah. I thought so too. Right? I think it is. I do think it is still.
Yeah.
But Backman writes in echoes. He plants a line early, like background noise, then brings it back later with new weight.
The words stay the same. The story changes what they mean. Repetition becomes a chorus, not to remind you, but to reframe you, reframe you. So, a couple examples. Bang, bang, bang is one. We and they. Yeah, there was just so many of them throughout where even the chapter titles, they seem like spoilers, and they even in book 2, which I'm again not going to go into, but it will say something very descriptive, and so your mind will jump to 10 different things, and it's none of them. It's something else that he's written. It's not him trying to be clever, but it is just cleverly written. But that it was something throughout where I was just like, this is such beautiful writing. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because Fredrik Backman writes these in Swedish, Scandinavian.
Yeah.
He speaks English beautifully. I've listened to a couple of his interviews, but he does have a translator that translates his books. So he does not do the translation. So what I didn't know about this was that there is actually pretty big online debate whether we as English readers, or we'll say anyone, are enjoying his books because of said translator or because of Bachman's words. Because it can be translated poorly. It can be translated in a specific way, and it just depends on... Exactly. That's the thing.
So if anything...
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a linguist or anything. I'm acquainted with a few different languages. And one thing I learned from learning a bit of Chinese, learning a bit of Japanese, Spanish, English, is that depending on the proximity to your original language, it's either going to gain or lose information.
Yes.
There are languages where we don't really have an expression for it, right? I can't remember the actual term in French, but there's a language for standing at the edge of the abyss. Mm-hmm. Literally, that phrase I just said, there's a word for that. Mm-hmm. Standing at the edge of the abyss. And it's really, the term, the phrase is based on the feeling you get when you're standing at the edge of a literal abyss. Mm-hmm. And so language is like that.
Yeah.
Same thing with sign language, right? Like things compress with sign language because you have to get a lot of information out in short periods of time with just, no words, just physical movements. So I can see the debate. I haven't encountered it yet. I probably won't look into it, but only because I want to preserve how I feel about his writing. Mm-hmm. I hope that the debate is more so it's not based on how good the writing is, because mm-hmm. the writing is good no matter what.
Regardless.
Yeah, no matter, the writing is great. If the debate is on what's lost or gained, cool, because that's a literal fact of composing anything in any language. Once you translate it, if it's a further degree away from the original language, it will absolutely lose or gain, and you won't be able to understand it the way that the original people, if I'm Inuit, right? I have 18 different, maybe more at this point, different names for snow. Mm-hmm. Different kinds of snow. For me, I only know one kind of fucking snow.
Yeah.
So it's language is like that.
Yeah.
Language is like that, so I can see that.
Yeah. Backman creates a rare situation where translation becomes part of praise. Readers say that the prose feels so natural, they forget it's translated. Then they find out that it was written in Swedish and ask, was it the author or the translator? It's both. Backman is the architect, the translator is the performer. The story, the structure, the psychology come from Backman. The English rhythm and the emotional precision is the translator's craft. If you're reading Backman in English, you're reading two artists at once. One wrote the story, the other rebuilt it, so it hurts still in all the right places. In interviews, he acknowledges that translation directly with gratitude and respect. He frames translation as difficult essential work and credits translators for helping his books travel.
Yeah, for sure.
I again it was something that crossed my mind, and that's the reason I looked into it, was knowing that it was written in Swedish, and then listening to his interviews. I was like, he does so well. What I will say this, and as like a ending point on my end, is that those who speak Swedish and English have come out and said, I feel the same in both. So I think
I'm about to say, I have a few friends. I'm gonna reach out.
yeah, please do.
My homeboy Henrik.
Yeah.
I'm about to reach
Ask
out to
him,
Henrik.
see if he's ran it or if he's willing, and see if how he feels about it, because that did bring peace to me, because I think I did bring it up during the recap episode.
Yeah.
I think because of Fredrik, but to know that there are voices out there that can speak to you, you just need it to be translated.
Wait.
Go.
That Harry Potter, what was it? Fuck, where was it from? What was the Harry Potter? Where's your Harry Potter book from?
Oh yeah,
That didn't speak to you?
The Scots version.
The Scots version didn't speak to you?
See, had I read that from the get, I probably wouldn't be as big of a Harry Potter fan. But to know that there's those that can create art that speak directly to you out there, but the only thing that's keeping you from it is language. That's why I'm so grateful nowadays for subtitles, for people to be more open to foreign film, to foreign music.
I really think that, and you kind of already been saying this, so I'm just preaching to the choir here. I implore everyone to go learn a different language.
Please.
It helps you think in different ways. And I didn't really care about it. Like, I knew a lot of it of Spanish. I knew more Spanish when I was younger, but I knew a lot of it of Spanish. And then once I started learning Asian languages, like Asiatic languages, I was like, oh, shit. They think different. And I learned it because, like how they count is different, right? Like how we count. You know how to count English, right? So I can count in Chinese, I count in Japanese, and it's Chinese, I can count in Mandarin. Sorry, let me be specific. I can count in Mandarin. I can count in Japanese. And when I was learning how to count it, like, and do math in Asiatic languages, I was like, fuck, they have to think different. Like, you have to, like, rewire your brain for like it to come quicker, right? Because for us, it's you don't even think about it. But and that got me thinking that, and at the same time I read The Name of the Wind and Ademic. I was reading about Ademic, and it got me thinking really heavily on how different the world is for people who speak a certain language. Like, so for example, which I don't know if you should know, because this is around the time you were working at Southwest, but I had requested a sign language book. That was one of my, like, that for like my little Secret Santa gifts. And I got it too, because I'm really interested in learning sign language so I can understand, like, there's a whole group of people who walk around in a world full of people who speak with sound and communicate via sound. They're communicating physically. And I want to know, like, what the fuck are they gaining and what are they losing in this? And a lot of that interest literally came from those two things. Me learning different languages, and then also reading a fantasy language. That was like, it would be so cool to understand the different worlds that people are seeing. And I was also spoiled. I went to international college, so I went, like, my average friend spoke like 6 languages. You know, like, everyone spoke French, everyone spoke English, everyone spoke Spanish. Some people spoke Arabic, Italian, like, you know. So I was really immersed. Hungarian. I was immersed in various languages. So that's probably why it was on my mind a lot. But I do think that you bring up a very important thing, to where I don't think that we put ourselves in other people's shoes enough. And there are situations where you might just think a certain way or feel a certain way about something because you've encountered it in that way your whole life. And someone else they have only encountered it via a translation,
Yeah.
via a second or third or fourth language, right? And I don't know if it's like I don't know if you've seen this online, but you'll find people like, "Oh, are you dumb? Are you stupid?" And like, cause they might make a spelling mistake or something, like on a comment or something. It's like, bro, this might be their fourth fucking languages.
Absolutely.
You might be a dumb person.
That was literally my next next thing I was going to implore our audience to do was next time, because I was definitely a teenager at one point and came across those that were learning our language or learning English, and to hear them, whether it was stutter over something or misconjugate, I'd be like, man. It'd be a question of, and I'll say my ignorance, a questioning of their intelligence in that moment, and me not even taking a moment to be like, is this what language of theirs is this, like what number language? And if we were speaking their language, how many words could I say? Probably zero.
Like, technically they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Shout out to Benz below. I'm saying your last name awful, but I used to work in the kitchen with Benz. And I thought he was just funny. I thought he was a fucking clown because he was just always joking and shit. And people would always shit on him because his English was so bad. His English was like maybe third grade English. And when I first started working in the kitchen, when I got to London, he was one of the people I really connected with. And by the time we were done, beautiful English.
Yeah.
He learned English very quick, right? And he started teaching me Hungarian because we work in the kitchen together. Hungarian is like, there's like a order of numbers, hardest language to learn. It's one of the hardest languages to learn in the whole world, right? So he's like extremely advanced in Hungarian. Obviously, he grew up, right? And he knows a bunch of other, Eastern European languages. And then I'm like, of course you had third grade fucking English. You learned it off of watching movies and listening to music. You didn't go to any formal schooling. You know what I mean? Like nothing, no Duolingo, no fucking Babbel, no nothing.
Nothing.
He just learned it from just being around people, osmosis.
Yeah.
And it took him about a year and a half to 2 years for him to speak like us. I'm not saying he's like writing academic papers and shit, but like for what it takes just to get around, nothing.
Yeah.
So like it's actually amazing how the mind is like that.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, learn language. Try
Learn
it out.
fucking
have
language.
Have that be part of your New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
This does deal with this book deals with a couple trigger warnings here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
We're dealing with the sexual assault.
Yeah.
So we do want to be
Some
violence, aware of that. So if that's something that you're uncomfortable with, obviously this one isn't going to be for you. He does have other books that definitely you would love, you would enjoy, that we're happy to recommend. So reach out if that is the case. If you're this far in the episode, we just wanted to again let you know before moving forward. So with that said, moving forward, before we get into the 5 hard questions, there is a peak moment that happens in the book.
Yeah.
Where the star player, Kevin, who's been basically the driving force on this team, pass to Kevin type
He
of thing.
motivates other players, like other people.
Yeah. Comes from a family where dad is successful businessman, mom is supporting of dad and son and does everything to make sure that their life looks perfect, no matter the cost. But with that comes Kevin being on a loose leash.
Yeah, for sure.
Not having the support he needs as a human being.
Yeah, call it latchkey.
And for that reason, leads to very poor decision making. And ends up having a party after one of their victories and ends up essaying
One of the other main
characters. One of the main characters. So this is a small spoiler, but it is Peter.
I'm about to say it's pretty essential to know, though.
Yeah, Peter Anderson's daughter, Maya, and that is kind of the catalyst for the rest of the book and how it divides this town and makes people question: do I support the team, because it's always about the team?
Yeah.
What was supporting the club, I should say, as they always say.
There's a bigger conversation to be had about the response to that. But
Yeah.
we can get into that a little bit later, though.
Yeah.
There's definitely a bigger conversation
Yeah.
about how everyone responded.
And how people feel they need to and ought to respond. So
Yeah.
that's what this book is about. Again, would love for you guys to give us your thoughts on it. Moments that inspired you, that made you question your favorite characters. Benji's my guy. Love Benji. Yeah. Anything before the 5 hard questions?
No.
You want to get it going?
Yeah.
All right.
We're deep in.
Let's do it. All right. Question number 1. Kevin Erdahl's parents built a system around their son. Money, training, expectation, distance. When the truth tests that system, they split in how they respond. What does accountability look like when love and denial feel like the same instinct?
That's tough. I think that's tough for anyone, even if you're like very mature. Because if you, the denial comes along in part because of the love,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I think that's a rough one. I actually think it made me think about To Your Eternity, right? And the second season,
Which one?
with the modern one where you have the mom who's like really she's basically living vicariously through her daughter.
Oh yeah, but yeah, third season.
Third season.
Yeah.
It's actually exactly what happened to her. Like she had everything. She came from a great home and she hated her life though. She literally wanted to, hurt herself because she felt like the life that she was living wasn't for her. So that pressure to obviously sent her a different way than Kevin. But like love can turn into different things. It can turn into, pressures that we originally weren't meaning for it to be. So I think that's a tough question in terms of like when love and not feel like the same instinct. What does accountability look like? I think that it's based on accountability will fall wherever your formal training led you. Like, I think that's where like your foundational morals really guide what happens, because love can turn into so much. Love can turn into hate, it can turn into denial, it can turn into self-hate, like I said earlier with To Your Eternity. It can turn into all these things because it's the same. You don't have these other emotions without having some infatuation with the thing that you're tied to that's making you feel that. So can't have one without the other.
No.
Al Bundy.
Yeah. One without the other. I, being raised the way I did, I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
There's a quick apologist or wanting to prove that the wrong isn't wrong,
Yeah.
jumping to that. And I feel like that's what happens in this book a lot, whether it be the close friends or the parents, is to quickly deny. And that is real. Like there's so many things that, whether it's your someone that's close to you that's done something wrong, your favorite athlete, your favorite actor, your a coach, whatever it may be. Your instinct is to think.
You want to guard that.
Yeah, guard that and assume that they're in the right.
Right.
And that's not real life. I mean, the feeling is a real life, absolutely. But I think you get the blurred lines because of the love. And that's why it becomes like so murky, and you really have to, it takes a level of maturity, as you were saying, to be able to decide what's true and how you're going to present yourself in it.
Right.
So yeah, let's do question number 2.
All right. Peter and his wife Kira have a marriage that's already carried grief, ambition, and sacrifice. The town's crisis did not stay outside of their home. When a public crisis hits your family, what is your rule for protecting your partner without asking them to carry your fear for you? Long ass question. When a public crisis hits your home, what is your rule for protecting your partner without asking them to carry your fear for you?
I think that has a lot to do with. I mean, obviously, it has everything to do with your relationship.
Right.
Example that came to mind quickly. 2020 was a year for all of us.
That shit was crazy.
It was crazy for us. Fun fact, I went a little manic that year because of how much I was like freaking out about everything.
Yeah.
So Rachel was a real one, and that year she stepped up and made sure that, you know, the right things were communicated with me, that I was blocked out from other things. She coddled me in the best way, but made sure that my mental got to the place that it needed to be,
right.
And that we got, you know, whether it was the help that we needed, where I was talking to a therapist, was on the right meds, whatever it may be, got me to that point where then I was able to carry myself and get back to square one and
right.
Taking care of each other. And I think that's where it's like, oh, I could focus on the outside,
right,
and like start defending or start
very easily
focusing on that, or I could turn to the person that needs me, as she did, and focus on their needs opposed to, you know, the crisis at hand.
Right.
So yeah, that was something that came to mind immediately. You got anything for that one?
I'm all about preparation.
Yeah. I see. I know
all
that.
about preparation. Mm-hmm. Like I try to go into things so prepared. So, you know, literally I'm talking, I'm asking questions, I'm motivating, I'm supporting, I'm doing all the things, because when the shit does hit the fan, I want everyone to be prepared for the rocky ship, right? Because then at that point, I can just, if I need to lead, I can lead. If I need to, you know, get into my corner and, you know, self-reflect, I can do that. And it allows you a little bit more grace.
Yeah, I'd much rather have
not saying it's easy though.
No, I'd much rather have that leader that will, or captain or whatever you want to say, that's gonna give it to me straight, opposed to say, "Okay, guys, nothing's wrong. Don't worry. Sit back, relax."
Yeah.
I'd much rather have someone who's gonna say, "Hey, guys, X, Y, and Z is gonna happen. Could happen even worse.
Yeah.
Let's get ready for that."
And the reason why I think it's important, at least for me, not everyone has to do this. Everyone leads differently. But for me, a good leader is a great follower. So, and they switch sometimes. Sometimes you're the one that's fucking laying the law down and, you know, setting things right and supporting this, supporting that. And sometimes you need the help. So it's very important that you not just instill, but you support that within the group that you have around you. So in times where you need help, not only do they, you know, can they help you, like they feel like they can. It's one thing for them to actually have the capability to help you, another thing for them to feel like they can, right? Because sometimes they might shut down because they don't feel like you are even going to be open to the help anyway. So yeah, I think that it sets a precedent of like you believing in them too, so which helps them get through their hard time, right? It does multiple things at once.
Yeah,
So
I agree. All right, let's go.
Question number
three. Benji and Kevin move as a unit until loyalty becomes a moral question. Where is your line between standing by a friend and stepping away to keep your own integrity? There's a quote. I just want to preface this with that where I saved it separately. I didn't send it in, but something to the effect that it says you never really have the type of friendships you do at 15.
Yes.
And that is
That's the
so
quote.
real.
Well, he said that you never, even if you keep those same friends, it's not the same as when you were 15.
When you were 15 either. Yes, that's very
true. Coming from two people who have friends from when they were 15, it's very true. There is a purity that you have at that age, and a lot of it has to do with you just not having any responsibility. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There's just no magic here.
No.
The magic is that you're young and you're free and you have nothing to fucking do or care about except for yourselves and each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a very firm bridge that you build, hopefully that you have built with the people around you, your circle. And it is crazy. It is magical.
Yeah, it's really not far off from what I said. You never have the sort of friends you have when you're 15 ever again. That's during that interview with Fredrik Backman, he has this really sweet story about, I think his friend is Riyadh, is his best friend in real life, that he's telling the podcaster about, and he just was saying, oh, my friend loves your podcast. He actually was, and he gives this whole description of, oh, he worked in the warehouse and then he worked throughout the years, and now he's actually head of HR at that company, and I'm so proud of. And Simon's like, the podcast host was like, I could tell how much you like love your friend. He's like, yeah, I still to this day look up to him. And we're talking about this like New York Times bestseller across internationally, great everything. But he says to this day he looks up to him, and one of the things he's like, he was always just the one of our friends that got it before we did. We every Tuesday night would go to my house and we'd watch films like every Tuesday. He got a girlfriend. He kept doing it for a couple weeks, and then one night he sat us down and said, hey guys, this will probably be the last time I do this. We're still going to go get drinks. We're still going to do this, that, and the other, but this relationship means a lot to me. And so I'm going to start watching films with my girlfriend because I can see us going further than this, and I want that. And the friends, of course, naturally like, bro, what are you whipped? Like all the things that we all have been through.
Yeah.
But you always have that friend who's like, I hope that you all have that friend, or that you've been that friend that leads your friends, or can, you take turns doing this.
Yes.
It's not always one person, just to clarify, but that they get it and they can lead the way. They can trailblaze for you guys. Mm-hmm. And that was just one of the examples that I was like, he gets it. He also has the rule that him and his wife came up with, that there's no saying, I mean, unless it ends up being the thing, but he was like, yeah, we said from the beginning, like, there's no, then I'm going to leave, or then we're done, or like, there's no empty threat of that. And that was something that actually was written when I've said in the podcast, my parents growing up, the word divorce was never allowed in the house.
Yeah,
that's
you
just,
did say that,
that's worse than, dropping any other bomb. So
Question, because you know me now, you met a few of my friends, quite a few, and you are one of my friends.
Yeah.
Do you know who my friend is that we tend to look up to, that experienced stuff ahead of everyone else?
Dante?
Yes.
Yeah, I could feel it. As much as we joke around about Dante, I could see it.
Yeah, for sure.
I could see why.
Yeah.
He's got a great head on his shoulders.
Yeah, he literally is the same.
Yeah.
He got everything, car, everything.
Mm-hmm. Knows.
Porno
I mean,
titties.
if there's anything that I know of him, it's that he has his opinion and he stands by it.
Yeah.
Which is what you need
Never
in
changed.
a friend. Yeah.
Never
whether
changed.
it's for you, whether it's for you to agree with or for you to defend against. It then helps everyone become better.
Yep.
Absolutely. I could totally see that.
All right, you did a good job on that. I don't have to say much on question number 3. Question number 4. You have to survive one Beartown town meeting. What character from the book are you picking to have on your side, and why?
I was thinking too. It's pretty split. Benji, because he's my boy, but I guess if really I wanted to go to the paint with someone, Ramona.
Yes.
Ramona.
Yeah.
She is the owner of the bar, the Bearskin.
The Bearskin.
Also, okay. Actually, that's a spoiler. I won't say it. But she just has a lot of pull in the town.
She has a lot of pull.
She has a lot of pull in the town, and yet she does it from like behind, but from behind the bar. She does it from behind the bar. And yeah.
That's the only right answer here.
Yeah, true.
That's the only right answer.
It's true. Okay, question number 5. William Litt wants belonging so bad that he chases proximity to power, even when it poisons him. What is one situation where you've seen someone trade their self-respect for acceptance, and what would you tell your younger self about that trade?
Luckily, as I've gotten older, I don't really see a lot of people doing that I can think of on top of my head. Trading self-respect for acceptance is such a immature thing.
It is. I think it colors itself different as we get older. I think it can be cliquey at work.
Okay, yeah. You're teaching me something.
Yeah,
That's true.
I think that it
see
could. I think it could be, you know, allowing yourself to distance yourself from whether it be a coworker because so and so doesn't like that person.
Yeah.
You know, that's still. I think when it comes to social ethics, it's still a thing. It just appears differently as we get older.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It still feels icky. It does say when I've seen someone else, I will say something about what I did when I was younger, where I traded self-respect. I don't think any of my boys listen to this, and I'm not close with all of them still. But in fifth grade, I remember being at lunch, and popularity to me was so important. I would say from fifth grade through eighth grade, a lot of that middle school stuff was like.
I was gonna give it part of ninth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess so there too, but there was a lot of, I think because of sports and there was just other things that I was chasing after.
You find your group in
a different way, yeah. But at fifth, it was just like, oh, what can I say to make myself seem cool? There's not much that I had going on. I felt that allowed myself to be, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But dude, at lunch, everyone decided to put like, oh, hey, put some of that on this tray. Put some of it, and they made this mix of stuff.
No. You ate that shit.
And they were like, someone eat it. Someone eat it, and we'll make you, and it will be like, there was this thing that they had of, like, they called the group. I won't give the name. I don't want to spread anything else. But they were like, and you'll be a part of this. And I was like, oh, I'll do it. Scooped it, put it in my mouth. Most disgusting thing.
Oh.
Spoiler, was not part of that, like, group that they were making or whatever, and had many of my and that's something that obviously to this day that I'm like, dang, yeah. I wish I could have pulled my younger self aside and be like, kiddo, it's not worth it.
I mean, in a ghost of past self kind of way, I guess so though, because those things also build you.
Yeah.
Right.
It was the catalyst for me to know that from that point forward.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you probably made a firmer choice later on in life built off of that poor choice.
Yeah. I do wish that I could have been the friend that was like, that saw the other kid do it, and from that been like, oh, I know because he did that,
right,
that I shouldn't do that. But unfortunately,
hey, you know,
I was the one that had to live that life. I had to live that life. So what about you?
You know, I guess I was a little fucking people pleaser when I was younger. Kind of, in a way. Because, like, friends were everything to me.
Yeah.
Probably the worst thing I did was I used to fight a lot, as you guys know. And I fought someone else was kind of, I guess you could call him a friend. I wasn't a good friend, so I guess they couldn't be a friend to me. But they were in the friend group. And if I remember it correctly, it was over a girl who can't really remember who the fuck she is anyway.
That important,
you know? But she was like the most popular girl in school. And I'm like, you know, I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, this is, you know, like he's now challenging my buzz at this point. Feel me? And so I remember fighting him. And I remember after I fought him, I felt bad because number one, like, relationships aren't deep when you're that young. I was very young. Your relationships aren't deep in, like, 5th, 6th grade at all, right?
No.
So, like, what the fuck do you know? Who cares? Like, you know, it's like you might like the girl for a day.
Yeah, your honor is not being challenged. You don't have honor.
And, like, I used to, like, walk home with the guy all the time. And so I remember we were just never friends after that again. I was like, oh, that just definitely wasn't worth it. So something like that, I guess. I can't remember it completely because I blocked it out at this point. It was such a stupid decision. But I guess something like that, in general, if you're a little shit, you know, you tend to have moments where you do something for acceptance.
Yeah. Everyone has
class
a story.
Clown shit. Like, there's things I did in class, things
Sweet cheeks.
All sorts of, I said a bunch of stuff. I was a horrible student. I was not a great student. Yeah. So there you go.
All right. Well, that is the 5 hard questions.
All right, guys. let's get to the deep dive discussion. I know we gotten pretty deep. We talked about the pros, we talked about some of the main characters in terms of the coaches, some of the kids. But guys, now let's break down some more things, because a big part of this story is parenting.
Yeah.
It's like,
And how it affects
everything, right? And it's funny because you have like a story within a story within a story. So you have like being a kid, being a parent, blah blah blah, hockey, like, and it's all pressuring.
Yeah, it's all layered.
Yes.
It's all layered. We'd mentioned before the Erdals, so Kevin's parents. We have dad who's a successful businessman, very cliche, like success is the only answer. Kevin tracks all of his stats when his dad's not there, which is typically the case. His dad's not at the games, but expects perfection, and only wants to see the stats to see how he can improve.
And they're both like that.
They're both like that.
I think it's stated explicitly that they're both like that.
And mom understands, like, when this party happens, damage is done to one of the doors, and in order to save and like not cause contention, she fakes a fall and then says that she caused the damage to the door so that the dad doesn't get mad, so that there's more. So she's a peacemaker in the home, which realistically, putting a Band-Aid on, you know, a much bigger wound or much bigger dent that needs to be addressed. So everyone's kind of on eggshells. So because of this, you know, it just, the outcome of what happens isn't so surprising. Where on the other side, we deal with Peter and Kira.
Right.
Who is,
Theirs is shaped kind of by disaster, though.
yeah.
Right?
It's not, again, not on the spectrum, not, oh, well, this is a good example.
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
It might be on the better, like, healthier side.
Yeah.
But still not.
Yeah, like, and I felt so bad, like, with the part where Kira, she gets up every night counting, right? Like, that's crazy.
You're talking about the kiddos?
The kiddos,
Yeah.
counting the kids.
As someone who their oldest passed away from an illness when he was before the other two were born. They have two other children, Maya and Leo, but their oldest passed away, and because of that, they each night count their kids to make sure that they're all in there, that they're all safe, and they check their breathing.
Yep.
Whether they're sick or not. As someone who just went through their kid being sick the first time, I know now the whole, you know, I was already, because he was a NICU kid, checking his breathing often, but now that is something that resonated pretty strongly when I came across that line. I was like, yeah, okay. So yeah, they are shaped by tragedy.
Yeah. To be honest, my favorite, I won't say my favorite, but Fatima, Ahmad's.
Oh, Ahmed's dad.
Yeah,
Mom?
yeah. First and foremost, I have to say this. I forgot which little shit did it. I don't know if it was Kevin. Probably was. But when he starts emptying shit on the ground because they know that his mom cleans up.
Yeah. I want to say...
shit pissed me off.
Yeah. It could have been... I want to say it was William. I don't think... Because Kevin was always separate from it.
Yeah. It was somebody because he came in... This is right after he got accepted into... Well, he got sent... he wasn't accepted technically yet. But he got sent over to join the junior squad, I believe.
I'd guess it was either William or Bobo.
I don't think it was Bobo. I don't think it was Bobo. Maybe it was William. But one of those shits start emptying shit on the ground. And at first, I thought he was going to be like fucking with him, like on his side. And then as the story unfolds, as the situation unfolds, he realized, oh, they're being pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Because they know that his mom cleans. That's her
clean
job. Yeah. Pissed me off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. There's so many parts where my knuckles were curled and I was ready to swing on someone.
Yeah. But there's, signs of a good writer. Great writer, right? It kind of takes you on these peaks and valleys.
Invokes emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the cool things that I enjoy. So in England, you could speak on this. There's firms. So all the hooligans that have to do with each of these firms or these teams. So Liverpool would have a team, Manchester United, and all these smaller teams too, depending on what division they're in. This is like the closest thing that I've seen to that. When it, like, we have obviously, Bears fans and Niners fans. This is like a whole nother level. I can't recommend enough. I think it's split decision depending on where you're from, but Green Street Hooligans, Charlie Hunnam, it's a movie with him and Elijah Wood, talks about the hooligan life. I really enjoyed it, but in this book, that group is called The Pack.
Yes.
And it's a group of guys, black jackets, that basically do things to make sure that the club is protected and that no one is damaging the club's image, and no one's stepping out of the line in the club or outside of the club.
Right.
And also fights other clubs in disagreement. So that was another character that appears throughout the book.
Important character too.
Important character.
It's interesting because I guess we do kind of have that culture here. Not kind of. We have like biker culture. We have sports culture. Like people who are really into sports. But honestly, sports aren't deep like it is in Europe. Like sports in Europe are.
That's life.
It's insane. Like you support your local club just as much or more than you support your pro club. Like before Crystal Palace got put into Premier League. I started going to Crystal Palace games right before they got sent in. So Aston Villa got relegated and they got pushed
promoted.
Up. And when they got you couldn't tell them shit. You couldn't, and it was madness. It's different, and honestly, every club is different too. Like going to a Liverpool game is not like going to an Arsenal game or Crystal Palace. Like they're all different. All the fans kind of act different. Some of them act crazier. Some more upstanding, I guess you would say. I don't know, but anyways, with the Pack, they had like components of different things. It's like your crazy sports team fans, your hooligans, but it also had like the biker club kind of feel. It also had like not like a gang like now, but like when gangs were originally made in LA, they were to protect local interests, right? There was like a lot of that as well, right? Where if you're an outsider and you go to Beartown, you run up against the Pack, you probably don't want to stay there, and they don't want you there.
No, and they'll make it known.
Yes, like, and that's also protecting their way of life, their lifestyle, and there's something to be said about that too, in terms of like him understanding that and writing it. And I mean, obviously he's from there. He's from Europe, so I'm sure it's probably learning about it differently. But I think that was very interesting. He's a great writer. The guy, he uses a lot of tools. A lot of tools. A
lot of tools. He will make you cry. I mean, I cry already, but this book, many of his other books, they just, again, as I've said it before, I'll beat a dead horse, speak to your humanity, and get you in all the right feels.
Yeah. We didn't go through a lot of the characters. It's just kind of a good amount of characters here. I'm not going to go into deep of the specific characters, but there's like archetypes, right? Yeah. So you don't just have like the single mother, hardworking single mother. You also have the outsider son. You have the extremely talented kid who's super latchkey. You have even right now we're talking about like the men and stuff, but just going to like I think it's Maya and her best friend Anna. They have a very specific, but honestly like a very natural relationship that you can read and like, oh, I've seen this. This is like my sister and her best friend, right? The relationship between the girls and their mom, and Maya's mom, etc. I think that every character, we said it earlier, but they feel very real. Yeah, they have like.
I actually don't know if we said that on camera.
Did we? Oh no,
I don't think we did.
Maybe
we should say that.
Yeah, every character feels insanely real. Like you can tie them back to someone in your life for sure that you've met, even if it's not someone in your family.
He does such a great job of giving you a key indicator of who they are as a person with an example of in a very specific way that you're like, oh, clocked. I know who they are.
Yep.
I understand what I'm supposed to feel when I hear them on page.
Yep.
You know.
But
oh, we said that they're not. I'm pretty sure we didn't say it on camera, but if we did, they're not to just move the plot.
yeah, they're not plot
They're
pieces.
not just vehicles so that, you know, the main characters can get to from point A to point B. They all have a reason
Yeah.
and a time and why they're
It's
important.
like he has a message, Fredrik Backman. He has a message, and he uses all of them to deliver different pieces of that message because that's the best way that you can accept it, right? Because there's certain things that you won't take in from someone or comprehend because you might see them as a certain way.
Yeah.
So he paints this world with a bunch of different colors and brushes and styles to where like you can receive these messages and it feels natural. That's something that carries on a lot from my friends. Like you get a couple chapters in, you're like, oh yeah, if there is no author's name on both these books, you can read them both and know that they're written by the same person.
And no.
Yeah.
And that's how all of his, I talked about the whole echo and refrain, how he uses it, what he does as far as his prose. It is very clear and it's very apparent.
Yeah.
I know we said from this point forward, we're going to be doing some new content for you guys. So I will give an example of what I'm saying, what I'm about to say, in a clip, I promise, giving you actual like images. But something I did want to bring up to like tie this all together. When I'm reading a book, we've done fan casting. I don't know if anyone else does this. I can age and like looks does matter, but age doesn't always matter as much as feel matters to me of who I'm picturing and like in my mind as the book's going.
Right.
So, for example, I won't go into all of them, but there's Bobo, the character Bobo. We recently just finished Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Have you caught up?
I'm
This will not be a spoiler for anyone, I promise.
not super caught up,
But newest season or no? So newest season, delightful Derek, the little boy who with glasses, who's round. He's who I picture as Bobo. Bobo is supposed to be like 17, 18. He is not. He is like 12, 11, somewhere around there. But that's how I picture a lot of like I can have the feeling I have towards the character that's being played or whatever. And they can all be different ages. And that was just something that I was like, I wonder how other people, like, do you always have to cast, or when you're having it in your mind, is everyone the same age? Are they actors? Or are they just someone you've created in your mind?
right.
Yeah. What is it for you?
A mixture. And that mixture has to do with like what's happening. So like if I'm not watching a lot of TV, I'm not reading a lot of books, I'm most likely going to pull more from people that I know in my life, right?
That's another thing I do. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's a mixture, but yeah, you'll definitely try to. You don't even try; it kind of naturally happens where you just kind of fill in that in your mind's eye who that person looks like.
I could have that.
Like.
Yeah, I could have that friend from high school talking to Harrison Ford, sitting next to, Goku.
And it feels perfect.
In a world that seems like Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, absolutely. But as long as it fits and feels,
Yeah.
that's where my mind goes. So that was just last piece that I've always wanted to picture.
Like
As
that.
I said, I'll show you guys a little bit of my crazy mind and what I picture when that happens. So
All right. Guys, this book is for everyone.
yeah, it is.
This is the book for everyone. Series. It's a series. I'm not as far into it as him. He's already finished the second book.
Yeah, just finished
and
book
the
2.
novellas.
Yeah.
But definitely Fredrik Backman. I'm glad that we stumbled across him last year. He's one of my favorite authors that you can say artists because what he does is art. That we found. I think that he writes very intentionally. And this is not a knock because I love fucking fantasy. It's my favorite genre to read. But there's something about intention in your writing, and it brings another level to it. Mm-hmm. Brings stakes, higher
Amplifies
stakes.
it.
Yeah.
Amplifies everything.
Yeah. Anything else?
No. I think the only thing left is for you guys to check it out. We usually do a little bit of a spoiler, but honestly,
No, I think that
I want you guys to go on this journey on your own. So this will be a spoiler-free episode.
kind of.
If you have questions, reach out. We're like we said, we're always down to talk.
Yeah.
Please call in at the number above. And give us your 2 cents on this book, on his other books, on Fredrik Backman in general.
Yeah. What if you're reading something else? And
Yeah.
Like, I just want to talk to someone about this.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your take, whether it's a hot take or not. And then also what you guys are reading, everything. We always want to hear more. What else do we have from?
Nothing. Fucking freeloaders.
Yeah, get out of here. I got to go home.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of the Marges Podcast.
Your favorite podcast.
Your favorite podcast.
Yeah, smash that subscribe button.
Please do. Like, follow, subscribe.
Share.
And then pressure what you shared to like.
I would do it for you. I would.
But I think we're out of here, guys.
Yeah.